Well, pleasure as always to get a chance to visit with Tim Gortsema. I don't get to see him near the face-to-face everyday activities over the last, 20 years now, Tim, for you and I and so many others on our staff. Good to see you, though, via Zoom. I hope that you and the family are well.
Everybody's good. Good to see you as well. I'd rather see you face-to-face, but I'll take this for now.
Well, Tim Gortsema, of course, president of the Griffins, challenged all the time, in operating a multi-million-dollar minor pro franchise, and 99 times out of 100, he hits it right on the head, nails it, and hence the success story that the Griffins are. But right now, Tim, tell you what, you're going to be majorly challenged here with everything going on, and we're going to try and paint as positive a picture as we can. But let's face it, it is a tough time right now for everybody, it seems, in this world, and specifically in minor league sports.
Yeah, lots of unknowns out there in terms of, when do sports get back to playing again, and when they do, what does that look like? We're probably 2 months into this virus in the States right now. Our hockey season is another 5 months away in terms of, normal regular season. So really hard to prognosticate what that's going to look like at this juncture. It's a fluid, changing daily scenario. We'll just continue to monitor it as it goes.
Tim, it's mind-numbing when there's a whole bunch of stories out there, some that are really, really in-depth and enlightening, no doubt, in terms of what to be prepared for. If you're a part of a minor pro franchise and at the major league level as well, just all the different, aspects of operation going forward, considering coronavirus, that you're going to have to deal with. It is, as I said, mind-numbing.
Yeah, and I think it's even more critical, to be honest, at the minor league level, because at this level, Bob, all of our revenue is basically localized revenue. We don't have any national TV revenue, et cetera. So our success or failure really hinges upon what we can do at Fernando Arena in terms of drawing fans in and selling sponsorships and selling hot dogs and Pepsis and Budweiser and whatever else. It's localized revenue, which is true really of all minor league sports.
And so much of that revenue hinges on ticket sales. I mean, I don't know what the average is throughout the league, but I know the Griffins is somewhere in that 60% of your revenues come from ticket sales, Tim. And I go to a quote from Gary Green, who owns a couple of minor league baseball teams, that it was a Chicago Sun-Times article that he said no ticket sales, no operation for a lot of minor pro franchises.
Yeah, it would be a tough row to hoe, no question. So tickets are 60% to 2/3 of our revenue. Tickets, as I describe it, it's the trunk of my revenue tree. So I have other revenue streams like sponsorships, like concessions, like retail, but all those other revenue branches hinge upon getting butts in seats, hinge upon having people at Fernando Arena. Sponsors, aside from the ones that sign up for radio packages to hear the amazing play-by-play voice from Bob Kaser, for the most part, they're buying eyeballs and impressions. And if we can't deliver that in terms of having fans in the seats, et cetera, that's an impact.
Well, and of course that leads into, your reaction to Gretchen Whitmer, Governor Whitmer's quote, I think it was yesterday, a couple of days ago, in which she said that don't expect to see full stadiums for the remainder of the calendar year 2020.
Yeah, that's obviously a concern. I guess what I would take solace in is 5 months away is a long time. The 2 months that we've had, and for you and I and most of the people in kind of West Michigan area have been working from home for 2 months. That 2 months has seemed like an eternity already, but it's 2.5 times longer than that before we're talking about, our regular season beginning. So I'm a little discouraged, but not surprised by her comments. By the same token, I take it with a grain of salt that there's a lot of time between now and then.
Do you agree, Tim? It seems like, gosh, I don't know if we know what's going to be happening by the end of the day today, let alone several months from now.
Yeah, no question. You hear the terms fluid, you hear the terms, rapidly evolving, et cetera. So to try to throw something out there that's 3, 4, 5, 6 months away, boy, really hard. that's 5 months, I couldn't tell you what it's going to look like in 5 days.
Right. What about, the longer this goes, there's concern that at the minor league level in particular, that, there are going to be ownership groups that, whether it's individual or groups, are not going to be able to survive this. So, somebody was quoted too in a story I read that said, unless you have an owner that's got deep pockets, you're going to be in trouble the longer this goes.
Yeah, certainly we're blessed in Grand Rapids, have well-capitalized ownership that's committed to Grand Rapids, committed to West Michigan as a whole. But there are several teams, some of whom I think are in our American Hockey League, but several minor league teams that, this is a major blow and one that they may or may not be able to come out of.
Tim, what do you say to our fans right now? There's a myriad questions, obviously, that our fans would love to ask. But overall, overarching thoughts as it stands right now in relation to our fans.
Well, I mean, we're not going to come back unless we feel like it's safe to come back. We're not going to put our fans in any kind of adverse environment, especially one that could jeopardize their personal health. So if and when we come back, whether that's in October or delayed start into November or even later, we're not coming back until we have the procedures in place at Fernando Arena and our league as a whole to make certain that when those fans come back, it's completely a safe environment. And we're excited to have them back, Bob. I mean, this is coming up on our 25th anniversary season, so a pretty big deal. And obviously this COVID-19's put a little bit of a monkey wrench into some of that process and planning, et cetera. But we're excited to eventually resume hockey. I think all of us who are sports fans realize how much we've missed sports during this 2-month hiatus of not having it. So, we're excited to eventually welcome fans back and do so in a safe environment.
Well, in a sense, we apologize for painting such a bleak picture here, but hey, trust me, fans, this organization and all of us are remaining as optimistic and positive as we can. And with that, Tim, let's talk about a couple of the positives as we close this out. The fact that, hey, we made the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Technically. And as we know, we would have won. I mean, no question.
Probably, the third Calder Cup ring.
That's right.
To be honest, Bob, it's really, I think, disappointing. I'm disappointed for our players. A little bit of a slow start for our hockey team, but really after the first of the year, after the calendar turned, team was playing really good hockey and had moved into a playoff position, third in our division, but playing really solid. And disappointing for our players, and really all the players in the American Hockey League that really didn't get that opportunity to see it through.
Yeah, and Ben Simon and company did a great job, no doubt. And, like you say, those young guys, Sider and Valeno, to see them make a run in the playoffs would have been a lot of fun. No doubt the Red Wings were anxious for that too. But, hey, that's the way it goes. A lot more important things in life, I suppose, and that's being healthy. And you are, knock on wood, everybody in the staff, the players, et cetera, and our fans, we hope that they're all healthy as well. Tim Gortsema, thank you so much. President of not only the Griffins, but the Steve Yzerman fan club I see in the background over your right shoulder there.
Yeah, I just realized Steve and I are almost birthday buddies, Bob.
Oh, is that right? Huh?
Yeah, mine's May 7. I think his might have been May 9. So we're almost birthday buddies.
Yeah, I said happy belated birthday to Mo Sider this morning during an interview. I say the same to you, Tim.
When's Mo's birthday?
He's April 7th, I believe. So it's been a little more than a month, but he finally turned 19.
Okay, good.
Amazing.
Still a teenager.
That's right. Great future ahead.
Absolutely.
As is the case with Tim Gortsema. Thanks so much, Tim. Appreciate it. Keep up the great work and your positive vibes, no doubt, rub reflectively rub the right way with your staff members and the people that are around you.
Well, thanks, Bob. We have a terrific staff and glad to be associated with each and every one of them.
Thanks, Tim.